I don't believe that engineers and business people alone are in a position to come up with a definition of a standard of what fair means. Something that seems to be fair and equity to one group of people might not seem to be that way. And that's why we have to constantly look for thoughts and perspectives. We are witnessing a great cultural clash between generations. The cultural clash and the discrepancy between the belief sets between generations and the parties are more extreme than ever. So, and how do you believe the harmony in values and respect to humanity that is challenging to be achieved even by teachers and politicians can be achieved through the efforts of the AI, the leaders in the field of AI?
Yeah, so you're asking such profound and fundamental question of our time, and I'm not going to pretend I have answers either. I think we have been trying to do, HAI at Stanford is trying to create a platform that, given the relatively fortunate neutral stance of a nonprofit higher education university, that we're establishing, and we're hoping to establish a platform that can have this kind of discussion. For example, face recognition is a very impactful technology that industry has been leading. So this technology is receiving a lot of attention, and every side and every generation has a lot of opinion. So HAI experimented with a forum last year where we invited the multi-stakeholders. We invited civil society like ACLU lawyers or Algorithm Justice League, as well as federal agencies that create standards like NIST, as well as local and state government who are policymakers, as well as our law scholars, our ethicists, scholars, and computer scientists who are at the heart of creating these technologies to the same table. And you can imagine this kind of conversation. But without getting together, how do we come up with a suite of potential solutions and experiment and also create the empathy to understand where the other side comes from and finding solutions that can be, at least it's towards a universal solution for goodness. First of all, once is not enough. Second, people come with all kinds of views, but to get them in the same room to even listen to each other is a critical first step. We have legal scholars working on this. We have computer technologists working on this. We also can create policy outreach or policy outreach to policymakers. And then these multi-stakeholder platform, the discussions will trickle, the contents will trickle into these education vehicles that would further encourage more conversations and multi-stakeholder collaborations. A methodology that invites multi-stakeholders, multi-generational thinkers and leaders, and the civil society to engage, to together find the solution. I would love to hear your thoughts on, given such a horizontal technology, right? What's your thoughts on how we can engage internationally, and what do you see as coming for this, for disseminating the belief, not only in the technology, but the belief for ethical, fair, and benevolent use of this technology?
I think everything builds upon the good foundation, and if we'd like to expand our belief horizontally in collaboration with other international leaders, I think that it's important for us to start from the common set of beliefs, like what is the freedom and the liberty and ownership on the data that belong to individuals. Some countries have some different views on that, and some systems do not respect individual ownership. And without that, I think it will be very difficult to disseminate the beliefs and similar standards. So it requires kind of the holistic approach, and it's not just the technology, the advancement. It's about the rule of law. It's about democracy. It's about beliefs in humanity and the liberty. And I think that should all come together in building up the better future.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. And so it's going to be a long journey together.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to have you, and also comes back with all this responsibility to make it right and make an even greater impact to the world. So I always appreciate and thank you so much, Fei-Fei.
The role of philosophers or ethicists or social scientists in thinking about the future of AI is not only after the AI scientists have invented something in the lab or deployed it within a company, and then the philosophers or the social scientists come in to think about its effects in the world. I wanted to be in the lab with them, asking questions from the very initial part of the design or the idea to think about the ethical issues.